All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're going to break down a powerful psychological tool. And look, this isn't about relaxation or finding your zen. This is for those moments when you are under intense pressure and you have to hold on to your integrity. Seriously, think about it for a second. You know the feeling. You're in some tense meeting or a tough conversation. Heck, maybe you're just reading a snarky email and you feel it. That wave of what feels like psychological fire. You feel dismissed, pressured, totally misunderstood. So how do you hold your ground in that moment without losing your cool, or even worse, losing a piece of yourself?
Well, that's where this technique comes in. It's called the heretic's shield. And let's be absolutely clear. This is not some mindfulness exercise to just calm you down. It's a strategic, four-part breathing protocol. It's designed specifically to protect your core, your inner sovereign state, in real time, right when the heat is on.
Now, to really get how powerful this is, we first have to see the whole system laid out. It's a full cycle, and every single phase has a very specific, tactical job to do. So here's the blueprint, plain and simple. First, you inhale to anchor yourself in your principles. Second, you hold your breath to forge the shield. Third, you exhale to release all their noise. And finally, you pause, and that's the space where you get to act. 4 steps, one unbreakable chain. Okay, so now let's pull each phase apart to really understand the logic, the why behind the breath. Because this is so much more than just moving air around. These are conscious, strategic moves designed to hand control right back to you. Everything kicks off with the inhale. But its job isn't just to get oxygen. It's about orientation. The protocol calls this orienting north. You know, like finding your own internal compass, your true north, before you do anything else. The action itself, super simple. A slow 4-count inhale through your nose. But the purpose, that's where it gets deep. Physically, that slow inhale is telling your nervous system to just center itself. But psychologically, you are actively, silently, reconnecting with what you believe in. It's all about planting your feet on your own ground before you even think about dealing with theirs. And this is the internal monologue that makes it all real. As you're breathing in, you're literally telling yourself, I breathe in my principle. I am anchored in what is true. It's a quiet declaration of your own authority, a way to remember who you are before all the noise starts. All right, next up is the hold. And let me tell you, this is the most critical moment in the whole sequence. This is where you stop that knee-jerk reaction. This is where you draw a clear line between their world and your inner world. This is where the shield is forged. Now, really pay attention to the purpose here. While you hold your breath for that 4 count, you're building a psychological firewall. That moment of stillness creates a gap, a space between their action and your reaction. And in that gap, you make a crucial distinction. You might have to comply on the outside, but you never, ever have to consent on the inside. You are denying them the power to define your reality. And that brings us to the absolute heart of the shield. The internal statement is so direct, so powerful, I comply, I do not consent. Look, this isn't about being defiant just to be difficult. It's a conscious choice to separate your outward actions from your sacred internal integrity. So once the shield is forged, it's time to release. Phase 3 is the exhale, which the protocol calls orienting west. Think of the setting sun. It's a symbol for letting go, for disengaging, for cleansing the entire system. The action here is a long, slow exhale through the mouth, and you make it intentionally longer than the inhale. This long exhale literally triggers our body's relaxation response. You are consciously, physically, pushing out their flawed logic, their anger, their projections. You are refusing to let that toxic data get saved on your internal hard drive. And internally, you confirm it. I release their game. I release their fear. Their projections have no place in me. See what's happening? This isn't an attack. It's an act of non-adherence. You're just keeping your own system clean. And finally, we get to the pause. This isn't just an empty moment, some dead air between breaths. No, this is a space of pure potential. This is where you switch from a defensive stance to a truly creative one. By pausing for just 2 counts with your lungs empty, you completely shatter the reactive cycle. In that quiet, you've just created a little pocket of pure silence and agency. And it's in that intentional emptiness that your own authentic response, free from their influence, free from your own gut reaction, can finally be born. The internal thought here is all about moving forward. From this stillness, I will act. You've anchored yourself, you've shielded your core, you've cleansed the system, and now, from a place of sovereign calm, you are ready to choose your next move with total clarity. Now, a tool this precise doesn't just come from nowhere, so what deep wisdom is this whole thing built on? Turns out, the Heretic's Shield isn't some brand new invention. It's a deliberate mashup, a synthesis of profound, time-tested wisdom from some of the most resilient philosophical traditions in human history. That inhale, the one for anchoring in your principle, that is straight out of Stoic philosophy, the idea of building an inner citadel that nothing external can ever touch. And the hold, that critical moment of withholding consent, that's inspired by Gnostic and sovereignist traditions, philosophies that value your personal, internal truth above everything else. The exhale is basically a direct application of Buddhist non-attachment. The practice of just observing thoughts and feelings without getting tangled up in them, just letting them pass on by. And that final pause, that fertile void, that comes straight from Taoist philosophy and the concept of Wu Wei, the idea that amazing creative power can come from emptiness, from the stillness where the best actions just arise naturally. But wait, because the synthesis goes even deeper than that. It weaves together not just these ancient philosophies, but also the hard-won, practical wisdom of people who have survived extreme, real-world pressure. This is what's so incredible. Just think about what's being combined here. You've got the self-possession of a Stoic emperor, the defiant non-consent of a Gnostic heretic, the non-attachment of a Buddhist monk, the creative emptiness of a Taoist sage, and then you fuse all of that with the tactical calm of an FBI negotiator, the focus of a recovering addict, and the absolute unconquerable freedom of a prisoner of war. Wow. So when you boil it all down, the Heretic's Shield isn't just a breathing technique. It's a condensed curriculum, a masterclass in the art of personal sovereignty, all forged into a single, quiet tool you can use absolutely anywhere at any time. And this really highlights something much bigger, doesn't it? It leaves us with a final massive question to think about. If your own breath can be intentionally turned into a powerful shield for your mind, what other simple, everyday tools are you maybe overlooking in your own life that could become your tools for freedom?